That's a good background as well.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, not too bad.
We should get the Fred logo back up on that, but anyway.
Let's go. This is Fred Beck from Fred Docs Fighting. I'm in Willne Studios today, joined by Willne. It's a nice little setup you got going on here.
Lad, it is a pleasure to have you here, legend of the game. Yes, this is our pride and joy of the studio. It's totally overkill, but I love it to bits.
It's big. It's a lot bigger. You got all the computers over there.
Yeah.
This week on the internet set up here.
Come on.
And this is like the group's kind of therapy session with the big whiteboard and the sofas.
Yeah, the idea was we do ideas here.
Yeah.
We sit down and spend a day on ideas. Yesterday was the first time we ever did that. We've been in here for 6 months. But apart from that, look, it was all totally worth it.
Do you feel more professional having a studio?
I feel more productive. I don't know about
Is it mentally productive?
Yeah. Or just in the sense of just getting shit done. Even before COVID, I'd been working at home for 5-6 years. You miss talking to people. It's just social. Socially, I just needed something. And I don't know about you. I mean, you travel a lot, right? But bro, I used to just sit in the house making videos all day long. And after a while of just doing the same shit and sitting in the same room, bro, you lose it.
You kind of switched up then, because I know everyone after COVID, they thought, hang on a sec, we can just work from home.
Yeah.
But you were like, no.
No, I need to get out of the house. Immediately needed to get out of the house, man. It's nice to fucking have I leave the house, I come to the office, I do the work, and then go home, and it's separates. It's nice.
So it's a 9 to 5 then?
It's maybe a 10 to 8. is how I work. Yeah, maybe slightly later. But no, it's a nice separation.
Because in these kind of places, you've got the Fellow Studios, Chris MD, ID Boxing. Am I missing anyone?
I can give you their address and unit number if you want. Who else we got? We got Theo. We got Lawrence McKenna.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, we got Lawrence McKenna. He is in room. I'm Alex is in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Literally the whole population. It's like a fucking.
So someone gets in, they're gonna have a field day.
Oh yeah. If they get the keys, people are finished. There was one day we came down and it was like a high school was having work experience, and it was right next to the fellas, and I just so wanted one of them to just pop a head in or see them, because it just doesn't know. It would have been an interesting afternoon.
But in the Fellow Studios, on the studios in the Fellow Studios, lots of people rent them out. They got a football show on there, haven't they?
Yeah. So they are part of the Fellas Studio network. So the fellas, I'm assuming, rent the studios, and then they build the sets, and then they work together to produce the shows.
Yeah,
Moguls.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of building from the ground up. Would you ever do something like that? Kind of rent it out to people?
So maybe, are you familiar with Vice or I think maybe long term would like to turn Twatty into something like that, of just growing the kind of, if it's not just this week on the internet, just this week in tech or fashion or cult, or just growing the umbrella of that. I feel like when I'm too old to be sitting shouting in front of a camera like a child, like I do, I feel like that could be the next move.
Would you have to create a new channel for that though?
Yeah, well, not just a channel. You'd have to build the whole brand of it and just grow it elsewhere, even outside of YouTube.
So what would be the first one? This Week in Sport or This Week in Tech?
What do you think? I feel like, it would probably be creator-led. I feel like you'd see someone and you'd be like, yeah, Fred's sick. I need to get Fred on. Or, I need to get him on. And then you build whatever show around them, right? You've got to give them the ownership.
But let's talk about it. This Week on the Internet. It's doing very, very well.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I was on TikTok yesterday, and I was searching your name on YouTube, Willne podcast, but I couldn't find any. And you went on, Liam Chivers manages him. He's brought him up to me on the phone the other day. You went on the podcast. It's with two YouTubers. Jelly, that podcast. And I think you were saying that to be high on Spotify rankings, to be high on the Spotify list, it's only about reviews and people who following you. It's not all about the numbers. Is that entirely true?
It's way more weighted that way than I thought it was. When we were number one, I was like, God, our episode numbers must be sick.
Number one in the UK, or
just in the UK. Let's not take the piss.
Oh, not bad. That's all right. I'm not that good then.
And then no. And then you look at it, and we were just pushing loads of people over, so we kind of gamed it a little bit. We weren't really Stephen Bartlett level. We weren't really up there. It's a tough game, the podcast game.
Really?
Yeah, I don't understand it as much as I thought I did.
But if you're basically on the internet, it's not actually that long. It's 10 minutes?
No. But we still call it a podcast.
Yeah.
It's a podcast. It's absolutely a podcast, lads. There's no rules. It doesn't have to be over 20 minutes. It's fine.
Yeah. But then it's funny how you can only have it for 10 minutes, and you're still beating the people who do it for 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit easier to consume than, like, I mean, look, if they want to watch it this week on the internet, it's just 10 minutes of your day compared to if you want to watch a full-on, big interview. That's 2 hours is a bigger commitment, but...
I found it interesting how well it did on Spotify, just because it's a very visual thing to watch. You have all the editing, all the little edits that come in, the videos you use, even though you used a lot of my videos in the past, which I do like.
Come on,
So they feel like they're missing out on the visuals sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's still banging on YouTube. The views on that are quite positive.
Yeah, if you were to say one thing, so we're trying to figure out how to make it work on audio. Yeah. If you were to say one thing, what would you change to make that happen, to make it less reliant on visuals? What would you say?
Well, I don't know if you need to change anything right now, because it's still working very well.
Well, it could always work better.
You could, yeah, you can upgrade little things.
Yeah.
You don't have to make the big changes, do you?
If anything comes to mind, let us know.
Yeah.
I'm all ears.
You got a lot. I think you got a good network. You can ask around. I'm probably the smallest person you can ask.
Come on, man. We want to hear it all. They don't watch me stuff. They've not watched the video at all.
But for this week on the internet, where'd you get the idea from? Was it kind of like a news program you thought? Because I know Keemstar or Scarce, they used to do the more drama news. You kind of adopted that, but more in a gentle, but funny way.
Yeah, so it was, 2015, a while ago, maybe 2016. I was doing FIFA videos, and I was like, I found that it just wasn't for me. There's definitely a big Joe Weller influence there. I think he was the first person I saw was like, you could make City Down talking videos, and it could be like not about like stuffing marshmallows in your mouth, or like you could take the piss out of stuff. And there was a guy called Nathan Zed. That was, and I kind of just nabbed that and merged it together, really, and ran with that. And here we are. But then bringing it back in the last 6 months or so, the plan was, I just wanted to, we make videos so sporadically. Like, I make a main channel video sometimes like once every 2 or 3 months, which I should do more. And I wanted a bit more of a hold on TikTok, so I wanted like clips that could, do well on TikTok or whatever. So we pretty much started for that. And to be really honest with you, Fred, I started it to make some f***ing money, and we haven't.
Really?
No.
Why?
Because, you've heard of like big Spotify deals, yeah?
Yeah.
They don't exist anymore. Right? They're gone. No.
I was thinking about starting a podcast, and I think, Spotify deal off the bat.
Yeah. Me too, right? And now I'm having the conversations like everyone's like, should have probably done that 18 months ago. Should have done it 2 years ago. So we've got, there's a few people work on Twatty. There's like researchers, people who help us structure it. We've got a really talented editor, Orla, who produces it. Like it's a bigger team than I ever expected it would be. So I thought we were going to be printing cash, but not the case, Fred.
The revenue must be good, right? Because of the YouTube AdSense is getting from it.
If it's not demonetized.
But you get demonetized a lot. Really?
On upload. The YouTube are saying, right? So spoke to YouTube, and every video we put up, right, just demonetized immediately.
Is that because the footage you're using in the video?
It's because when you fill in this. Sorry, this is boring crack lads. But when you upload on YouTube, you fill in the survey of like, this is safe for ads or not. Yeah. I did it wrong a couple of times, and then they're like, right, we can't trust them. So then they're like, right, the plan is we're going to demonetize them all on upload until you prove your worth, until you prove you're not lying to it. Forget the thousands of videos I've uploaded on other channels. So we're working through that at the minute. But when it gets monetized, we're just about break even,
Right, okay. Well, for monetized videos, I just do it on my phone, where you don't have to go through the whole chart. Just click monetize, yes or no, and done.
Really?
Yeah. Because when I upload like 20 videos in a day sometimes, when it's a fight week.
And your phone, you don't have to do the survey?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Noted.
You're going to say to yourself, what? If we're doing like 400,000 views a video or 800,000 views and it's a 10-minute video, have the midways, it's what I've always done.
Right?
Do you not have the Studio app on your phone? YouTube Studio?
I do. I just always do it on the computer. And you don't have to do the survey if you do it on your phone. No. Shut up. Really?
You know what, I'll just show you now.
Yeah.
If I got service.
Yeah,
I got 3G, so I don't know.
Yeah.
This probably won't work, so I've got 3G. Yeah. So click on this Ryan Taylor interview.
Yeah.
So visibility. Oh.
Yeah.
Monetization. On or off.
And it never just makes you do the silly survey?
No, on and then.
Damn.
Like that.
Damn. Fair play. I can learn a lot from your upload schedule as well. You're on it. How many did you post a week?
It used to be 7, 8 a week, but this month, because there's been nothing going on, it's been 1 every other day.
Right. Okay.
But that's only because there's been like a lot less news. But normally, no, it is a little bit like that. But it's only because I need news to report on or people to interview.
yeah.
And when there's no events announced or it's not midway in an event, there's nothing to upload. But on a fight week, it's normally like 15 a day. So that's where it gets a lot more.
So when you're at the event, right, are you just whizzing between people and going, can I have an interview? Fair play, man.
I try and average about 50 videos in the 4 days you get.
50 videos a day or in the weekend?
In the what?
In the event.
Well, public workout, press conference, weigh-in, and fight days.
Right.
In the 4 days, yeah.
Wow. And you're just capturing anyone.
Yeah, everything.
Good effort. And do you say, right, if I see Slim, I'm going to ask him this, this, and this, or do you just wing it?
I'm winging it right now.
Fair play, Fred. Fair play.
Maybe that's a little bit disrespectful to say.
No.
But I wing everything. Maybe if I did a sit-down podcast, I might look into them or like do more research.
But it's just vibes.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And do you ever go, KSI interview? What am I asking them, or does it just flow?
Just flows, yeah.
You're a natural. Fair play.
I don't know about natural, but I've done over 1,000 of these interviews now, so it's not easy, but it is easier.
Right.
Like when you've done something over 1,000 times, I guess you become more easy to it. But I've got to remember on fight week or fight night especially, I earn about 80% of my money on fight night. So you've got that 1 6-hour window where you just got to go 100 miles an hour.
Really?
And I have a spare battery, spare chargers, spare everything. So nothing can go wrong or afford to go wrong on fight night.
And is it just you on the day there as well?
Yeah.
Well,
It's all me every day. Yeah.
Come on, Fred. Come on. I respect it, man. It's good stuff.
Well, fight nights, I need to learn. That's why I'm tempted to start another podcast on a different channel to have like another source of income or another thing, because there is a lot of pressure on that one 6-hour window.
Yeah. And were you boxing before influencer boxing?
Yeah, but that is, because there's so many interviews in boxing and it's so much more niche, it is a lot less views. So you can't really do it full time.
Right. Okay. So how long have you been doing that for them? When did you start doing that?
I started doing influence boxing at the Showstar event, Deji Wasabi, March last year. Yeah. Influence boxing.
But you were...
I was doing normal boxing before
boxing,
that.
Right,
Yeah.
Right. Nice. Fair.
But this is more fun doing this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, how do you feel like the fight? What's the weight going to be? Rematch clause. It's so much more fun just talking to them.
Do you get bigger characters in this scene or in that one?
Oh, I don't do normal boxing anymore. I just do influencers.
When you used to do it?
Oh, this scene 100%.
Right.
Boxers a lot more kind of dry.
Yeah.
Where influencers are a lot more entertaining because that's their job, isn't it?
You'd think so. You would think so, yeah. Do you ever ask a question like, fuck, that was a stupid question, or fuck, I've upset them there, or...
Well, it does a lot better. Like it's more
Right,
viral moments. I don't just do it on purpose, but if it's an awkward moment or if it looks a bit awkward, then it's even better.
Yeah.
So stuff can go wrong, but as long as the camera's recording, then it's okay.
I love your attitude, Fred. Love it.
But people probably do find me quite annoying. Like, I won't say any names.
Say the name. Say the name.
Well, I rely on contacts, I guess, but you see an event, you do see the light drain from their eyes, and they see me walking towards them with the camera and the red jumper.
Not that red jumper again, man.
It's like, when you see a red light, it's the exact same, you get disappointed.
Sinking feeling.
Or then just thinking, oh, sugar, Fred's going to ask me a few questions on camera.
Yeah, oh man.
But it's alright, I love it. I've always loved Nardwar, I've always thought he was really cool. And it's kind of like...
He does his research, you just show up and wing it?
Yeah. It's quite different, isn't it? Well, he researches the families, gets all the information.
Yeah.
So then when he asks them the questions, he shocks them, doesn't he? They're always like, oh, how'd you know that? Well, now it's, I guess, a lot less. But I do want to start a podcast. But a question for you. If I was to start a podcast... Because I've always got the fear of influence boxing going away in like 3-4 years. When I think it will stay, but you never do know. So if I start a podcast, do I start it on a different channel where I interview everyone like the Louis Frews, yourself, for example, lots of people?
I think you're being kind, putting me in that bracket. I would put it on a separate channel. I think I'm a big believer of like an audience to subscribe to your channel for what they've seen. Like give them what they've seen, and there's nothing wrong with starting a different one. Yeah. I like making purpose-built ones. But I would say start an influencer boxing one. You're the influencer boxing man.
No, but that's putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, but you're growing your profile off it. And do you see the influencer boxing scene is healthy right now?
It's always up and down. It's always up and down.
Fair.
I think it'd be way smarter to have this is the influencer boxing channel. More and some influencers every now and again. And then how the podcast is just everyone, actors, famous people.
Yeah, I'm not saying, we're not turning them down Brad Pitt, Fred, right? But I think there's nothing bad about having that influencer boxing podcast, and then once you've got 10, 15 episodes, being like, let me try someone completely left field, and see how that goes. But
Well, I get a lot of left field people on here. They have it's always hit and miss sort of thing. Like a lot of the bigger videos on the channel aren't anything to do with influencer boxing.
really,
I think the Sky Bree one did like 600k and had nothing to do with it.
dogs, you dirty dogs. You little...
Or or the Gigi on one. They did really good numbers, and that's nothing really to do with the influencer boxing world. But then I looked at I don't know what your channel's like. I feel bad 'cause I'm talking about myself here, but
No, that's fine. We're here
on
for
my
that.
channel, it's all Sidemen. Like, the people audience who watches my channel, it's Sidemen reacts, Sidemen, Ethan reacts, Mini Minter reacts.
Yeah.
So it's all Sidemen fans.
Oh, right. So that's a good way to tell if you were to start a podcast. You know what your
best to
audience
do a different
is
channel, I feel,
watching.
yeah.
Oh, 100% do a different channel for sure.
So I want to get more into the music industry, get more musicians on.
Interesting. Nice.
I think that's quite interesting.
Okay, cool.
It's more an untapped market in the UK, I feel.
And do you care about anything influencery apart from the influencer boxing stuff? Is there does that interest you? Like,
Well, if it didn't, I wouldn't be talking to you now.
that's true. That's true.
yeah.
So could you not do like a podcast, kind of like a proper podcast, not a pretendy 10-minute one, on like the type of topics we do or the type of guests we talk about on this week on the internet?
Yeah, that sort of thing, yeah.
Because I'm hoping it's going to be around for a while. Right, I'm hoping that's all. We're both fucked, Fred, or we're both fucked.
What would you do if it all went to poo?
Is in, describe the scenario, and I'll tell you what I do.
Like, YouTube closes down. Everything has to be TV related.
Is there still Instagram? Is there Facebook? Is there...
Well, no, let's just say the whole social media goes out because you
well, I'm
can't.
homeless, Fred. I'm homeless.
So am I, to be fair.
Yeah, you saying you dropped out of uni?
Yeah.
I dropped out of uni. There's no skills. I don't have a trade. Yeah, it's a long day, Fred. It's a long day. It's a long day.
The good thing would be everyone would be in the same boat.
Who do you think wouldn't? Like who?
Well, Chunks is mainstream. He'll be okay.
Chunks is a celebrity,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Because I remember someone told me that for the Beta Squad videos, he pulls all the big names.
Yeah.
JJ will be alright.
It's just like who's got? I'm just thinking, looking at them, who's
Mainstream
got,
pool.
No, who's got skills? Who's got valuable skills that they can provide value to society? I'm going.
We're scraping the barrel here.
We are like you go out. Look, I mean, if we're assuming their money gets taken, but you know the Sidemen, I'm saying
They're
no
set for life,
discernible
yeah.
working. Yeah, they're set for life. But if they weren't,
You wouldn't really find them
what
doing
job is
labour.
Harry Lewis doing? What use is he going to be? Bazinga, thick as pig shit.
Oh, even follows me. Even's nice.
He has one GCSE, and it's probably a D. I'm thinking Theo, Chris. Chris is quite intelligent. Vic would be fine. I tell you, Vic would smash Vic would smash an office job. He could climb the ranks, but apart from that, I think the majority of us are knackered. Yeah.
Which is why we ended up here, I guess.
Yeah.
It's either going to be really, really good or really, really bad. And we ended up on the higher angle of things so far.
We got lucky, Fred. We got lucky. That's for sure.
I was looking yesterday because I was on YouTube and I don't really go on watch many YouTube videos nowadays. It's more TikTok and podcasts. But I remember seeing this little documentary I started watching. It was about secondary schools, and it brought all the secondary school memories back for me. I was thinking that's only like 3 years ago.
Huh? When were you?
I'm 19.
Good God. Good
How do you know?
You've done 1,000 interviews. When did you start doing boxing interviews?
16.
Fair play. So you were just kicking around, like putting microphones in big heavyweight boxers' faces.
Yeah, well, I always wanted to get. It sounds really bad, but I always wanted to get like ahead of everyone else.
Nice.
So I thought the younger you start, the better, sort of thing. But
I love your attitude.
it's a smarter way of doing things, I guess.
Yeah, lad, I've forgotten secondary school. I think I finished in like 2014.
Wow.
What do you mean, wow?
So I was like,
Wow.
reception for me was 2008. What is that? 6 years later.
Reception? When were you born? What year were you born?
04.
Oh, that's gross. That's grim. 2004. All right. Sound. Mate.
Well, how do you know? If I ask.
Oh, I'm 27. I'm
Really?
27 and a half. Yeah.
Well, that's not too bad then.
Yeah,
I
what were you
like
expecting?
once you hit the 30s or
Calix
mid 30s, yeah.
Calix and Zerka.
Already, is Calix old now?
Oh, Calix is old. Yeah, Calix has been old.
What's he up to nowadays, Calix? Haven't seen him since January.
Printing cash, just printing cash. That man is that's a wealthy man.
Oh, really?
That's a wealthy man.
His shoes are killing it, aren't they?
Yeah,
I
well,
was
boy.
thinking. So he shells out his shoes. How many units does he make a shoe? Do you reckon? How many shoes does he make? Because they all sell out.
I don't know. Yeah, you should get him on. You need to ask him. Give him away the noteaway secrets.
I don't know if he'll reply if I message him though.
Why not? You think he's too big type?
I don't know. I've only met him once.
He's got to follow you.
No.
Fucking rat. A rat. What does he think he is? You need to wig him, right? You need to wig him at the next Misfits or the next UK Misfits and go, how many of them shoes are you selling? How much is in your bank account? How much you make from crypto, Cal? You get a good interview.
It's funny. I was thinking crypto the other day. That was like the huge big thing. It was cool to talk about, and now it's kind of all gone downhill, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like there's a new one every year. Like this year, it's AI in it, and you get all those fucking dorks posting threads on it, and everyone's gone a bit quiet on NFTs now, or they're just getting arrested for it.
What do you think about Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg? The fight.
I think Mark Zuckerberg smokes him, right?
Really? I thought Elon, because he's so much bigger.
But doesn't Mark Zuckerberg train? Is he does? It's not MMA, but is it karate? Is it jiu-jitsu?
Well, the guy
Elon Musk
Lex. Do you know Lex Friedman?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's training both of them now.
Wait, Lex Friedman, he fights?
He does BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Interesting. But why is he training both of them?
Not training, but he's trained with.
Okay.
He put it on his Twitter. He's got a couple of photos of both Mark and Elon. That's quite a good contacts there.
Do you think that is... Because you would kind of call that influencer boxing. Like, they're obviously big, but they're look at them as like really influential men. Yeah, do you think that's the biggest influencer boxing fight that could possibly happen, or like maybe
it'd be MMA, wouldn't it?
But you know what I mean? Sorry, influencer scrap. Do you think that's the biggest it gets?
Probably, yeah. If you look at terms of engagement, they control the whole app, don't they?
Because there are also two people you would never expect to do it. No. The draw would be huge.
Mm. The promotion as well. We just put a few tweets out, or just control the whole of Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Whatever the pay-per-view is there, I'm paying that. Right?
Yeah, and everyone would know about it. Yeah. As well. It wouldn't just be like the 12 to 24-year-olds. It'd be 12 to 60 or 12 to 70.
Do you know the height and the weight difference?
Yes. Elon's a lot heavier, though, as far as thinking. Mark's like 5'7", 5'8". Yeah. And Elon my sort of height. And then Elon's a lot taller. Yeah. Elon's a really tall guy. Yeah. I don't know. They'll find a way to make it happen, but... I don't think it happens. I think it's all...
Me neither, but how good would it be?
The memes and Twitter, everything would explode.
Yeah. That would be one of... that. We would dine off that for ages, Fred. You'd be there, I'd see the red jump popping around in the back.
It'd be a field day.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
I never really covered a UFC event before, so I have to kind of work your kind of magic to pull a few strings there. Is that bigger than KSI Tommy... KSI Jake, it's got to be, isn't it?
Oh my god, it's bigger than 10 KSI Jakes. Yeah. Whoa, to get 10 KSI Tommies. I think that's the biggest fight on the... If you picked everyone out of the 7 or 8 billion people, maybe you throw in Donald Trump, or maybe you throw in, like, a woman. Like, because they wouldn't expect...
That brings a controversy in. That brings a controversy in. Right? Even better pull, wouldn't it?
But I'd watch for sure. I'd watch.
What woman would it be though?
Who's a big woman?
Better be a feminist versus Donald Trump. Like,
that'd be good. But who's tier 1 A-list celeb feminist?
Michelle Obama.
I'd watch that. But she's not. She's not.
She's not like popping right now. He's really, really trending.
Or what if they threw in Jeff Bezos and they had like a triple threat?
Yeah, he's strong, best Jeff. You've seen the photos of him, yeah. I don't know if he's on... Yeah, really built.
Interesting.
Joe Rogan said he's on steroids, but who knows?
Yeah, well, he's already bald, so what's he got to lose, right? Would he do steroids?
No, I think we do... I'm not on drugs either, so I think I'm too scared. Yeah. The steroids are like a next level. All the side effects and stuff.
What, the side effects are getting massive, Fred?
Well, but like the long-term sort of thing, age more, all the deficiencies you get from it, I'm not sure if I would. It's not really a need or even take them either to get big.
Massive biceps, isn't it?
Yeah. But people do say you're unstoppable on steroids. Like you train, you work your ass off in a day, and you can do it again the next day. Nice. Be unstoppable.
Do you think anyone uses PEDs in influencer boxing?
Oh, this is controversial now. Well, I don't know how many. Well, for UFC, for example, no UFC fighters are really on PEDs because they just do random testing the whole time. So if those turn up your door any time, because there's a thing called the USADA testing pool. Yeah. Where in boxing, a lot more fighters get away with it. So influence boxing, you never know really. Or you've got to tread very, very carefully now. But all I say is the tests, they do a lot less tests than they do for UFC. But they do. In boxing, yeah. But for influence boxing, I believe they do test them, yeah.
Interesting. So someone could be
You never know, yeah. Well, they haven't had a scandal like that yet.
Power to him, eh? If you're not getting tested, you might.
Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble here,
Sorry,
Will. These are these contacts, yeah.
Fred says, power to him. Get it in your veins.
Well, I don't know. Tread very carefully right now. This is my world. Anyway, moving on. Very, very quickly. I watched your video yesterday.
Thanks.
I don't really watch many YouTube videos anymore, but I thought, you know what? Let's watch this one. It was a marathon in Heelys.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking, if Will asked me to do that, I don't think I would.
Awful. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Are you squeamish?
No.
So this is the Heeley I ran a marathon in. If you look in there, it's just like blood. It's just like blister and blood.
There's the blood.
You what? You see it?
Oh, yeah, wow.
It's like, you can't really see it. Clean up. It's
You
like
showed
all
you
red.
showed the camera more.
Yeah, sorry. Hi guys. This is my sweaty shoe that you probably can't see, but that's just blood in there. And then I bled so much, I bled through this bit here. Fred.
But how come they're barely creased?
What do you mean they're barely creased?
There's one big crease there.
Yeah, because I was
for a marathon, you thought it'd be more.
The first time I ever wore
They
them.
look rubber clean as well, don't they?
Do you want to see something cool, Fred?
Disco themed.
Amazing.
It did make me laugh when the ginger editor, I forgot his name,
Mikey.
when his parents are there,
Yeah.
and they stopped off halfway through to change the wheels or spray them.
Yeah.
That made me laugh. I
Yeah,
thought that was pretty smart.
They're an interesting bunch.
Why is Mikey not here today?
Mikey doesn't like working from the office. Mikey's a maverick. Right. He, everyone else comes in the office. Mikey.
Is he too prestige?
He thinks he's above it. Yeah, he's like, I get way less done. Yeah, he just refuses to come in. He says it's not worth the commute. I say it. And because he's such a bloody good editor, I have to go, yes, thank you, Mikey. Appreciate you. Thank you for working on my videos. Thank you.
The edits for that was quite good, to be fair.
He's so
it's
bored,
engaging.
man.
It's engaging all the way
so
through.
Good. He's so good. He's so good.
Is he number one UK editing? There's a few good ones there now.
He's top 20.
Yeah.
Top 25. Yeah, I wouldn't put him above someone, say, like... He's no Kieran Carlin. Yeah, no Kieran Carlin. You know Kieran Carlin?
No. No clue. I know Gio Traub was one I know. He used to do True Georgie, now does Logan Paul.
Yeah, Gio's good.
Hayden was Logan Paul's other one. He now works Mr. Beast. All the good editors really go to Mr. Beast in the end, I feel. All the good workers.
Yeah,
he takes them.
Yeah, we should. Can you get done for having a monopoly? You know, if you dominate an industry too much, we should start coming for his ankles and take all these good thumbnail designers. And I think it's always a hint, like, he signs a bunch of thumbnail designers, and somebody you have a sick when he'd be working with them. You're like, oh, I've just signed full time. Sorry, I can't work. I'm going, oh, sick.
He puts on a 10-year contract or something.
Yeah, oh, I don't know. And then you're like, oh, sick. Like, good one. Oh, who you work for? They go, I can't tell you. And that just they might as well write, yeah, Mr. Beast. Or maybe other people do it, but I'm like, fair play, lad. You got the big gig.
Is it true he pays $5,000 per thumbnail? I heard that rumor, but that can't be right. $5,000 for a thumbnail. He does 3 thumbnails per video.
It could be because it's like a bunch of different people trying different concepts, or there's just a lot of thumbnail designers. And when they're sick, they can pretty much charge what they want. Yeah, because they should as well, because they're the most important part, or one of them, a really important part. Is Mr. Beast's Feastables, is that the best YouTube product that's ever been released, or has Prime overtaken it? I'm not too keen on Feastables. I mean the best. I mean, like, the most successful in terms of monetary value. No, I think Prime will be. I think they've got to be the most valued. And then you probably put Feastables second, unless there's like a really mainstream one that's already gone. But no, I'd say it's got to be Prime, right? Yeah. Yeah, by far. By far as well. I remember being told, I don't know how to say this. Well, probably someone said it before. They paid £0 for marketing. Prime. Yeah. Well, actually, no, that's not true anymore, because they did the Super Bowl commercial. Yeah. But I think before the Super Bowl commercial, it is £0, which made sense. You've got the 2 biggest influencers in the world, JJ and Logan. Damn, that's pretty impressive. That is very impressive. Are you a fan? Do you like the Prime beverage? I love Prime because Prime. We do love Prime. We love Prime. Yeah. It's our sponsor, Misfits Boxing, and Mams has sent me. I think he sent me like 200 bottles at one time. Damn. Every 6 months I get like a big shipment. Yeah. I know you're you were. He was. No, I wasn't. Wine's over here. Well, I should have done looking back. But I thought it'd be a little bit disrespectful. But back in the day, back in October, I got sent a load when it was impossible to get. Oh, nice. Some sly I went to university. And I gave them loads of them out. And got loads of cash in return. No. I feel bad taking cash. No. But do you think you'll ever release some sort of product? I was speaking to Calix, and it must have been... When did Prime launch? Early 22?
Yes.
I had an energy drink I was working on,
Really?
but it was like we're obviously not going to do the same. And I had it like ready to go, and we had like samples, but it was just and I was speaking to Calix. I was like, "Yeah, I think I've got this like energy drink that I'm going to launch." And he was like, "JJ and Logan are going to do a drink." Oh, yeah, good, yeah, really good. But yes, that is one of my main focuses at the minute is bringing something. We've got a couple irons in the fire at the minute. Hopefully, case I and Logan don't release what we're working on. Yeah.
Well, TGF, they got the energy drink as well, and the JNML. So it's kind of, I guess, Wade invested in a new energy drink. So I guess it is kind of more of a trend. But then I guess Jay had the same issue you had, where they were working it before Prime got released as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're copying them.
No.
But it's just at the same time, it seems more like it. Especially if one is more successful.
They are masters of branding, though.
TGF,
like, oh my god, the creative team at Child.
They got a big team. I met them all. I went down to the. I got invited to their little open day launch.
Nice.
You met all their team, and they got like a really good setup.
Yeah, they are sick. But especially like, I don't know how much you've watched TGF over the years. Their visuals have always been So I mean,
they're always taking quite a lot of pride in the videos they're putting out. It's like they release a product, which is the video.
Yeah,
and they put it out.
No, they're sick. Yeah, for sure.
But for yourself, do you look to expand your team and get more people on board? Is it also a stress having a team? Because I wouldn't like the idea of it being a rough month on YouTube and not having enough to pay the team. So that's why I've always kept it to myself. All the editing, TikToks, YouTube. Is there a stress on board that you got to deliver a certain amount of numbers or value to be able to afford the team?
Honestly, mate, it's my favorite thing I've ever done.
Really?
It's like taking it from just sitting in my bedroom to suddenly there's like 4 or 5 like. You met them here, like really talented people, and we're all like pulling in the same direction, and we're all making these videos and whatever. It's such a, I don't want to sound soppy, but it's a real privilege. There's a bit of pressure, but I mean, you've just got to hire sensibly, so you're not putting any jobs at risk, or you can comfortably supply for them. And it's funny. It's just like as YouTube grows, it's like hiring roles you didn't know existed. Like there's roles we need, the stuff we need help with, but like it's not really a role in film and TV, or so you've got to kind of make the job title up, and finding new people's tough. But yeah, we're trying to expand different parts of just my business, and just scale it as much as possible, and figure it out as we go. But it's so sick. It's so fun.
Okay, that's interesting. I guess now it feels like a proper business, a proper company you've got in your hands.
Is that if you needed one bit of help with Fred, right, with your channel, what would be like? Do you have an editor?
No. Well, I can edit well. To be fair, now.
Yeah.
I'm actually all right. I'm quite good at. If this all went into bad, I could probably become a TikTok editor. So I'm quite good. But the only thing about TikTok is,
brother, you know who you are, right? You respect the skill set. Would you ever consider, say, there's there's never really 2 boxing events on the same night, but
there were the other day back in April. The Misfits New Orleans and the Kingpin show.
Could you not get a mini Fred? Could you not get someone to whack a red jumper on, right? Get the red microphone out. Could you not scale it that way? Or
I could.
What other stuff could you do?
Well, for a podcast, that's when you probably would need a team or another helper. Yeah. So someone to edit the podcast, switch all the camera angles.
You need someone to. That's a lot of time of your day is to figure out like what the good questions are and ask, and how do I keep a 2-hour conversation going. But we're flowing, and we had no prep.
My mum always tells me, if my mum watches an interview, she always tells me off to say, Fred, you can't say you do no research. It's so rude. It's so rude.
No, I respect the brutal honesty. And you're good at what you do without doing it. Mate, if I was interviewing someone and I was like going into it, I'd be panicking. I'd be like, oh shit, do I ask them about this? Do I not? I'd be like trying to prep questions in my head. Maybe you don't need them, man. You're a visionary.
Well, I feel like it's kind of the level of stupidity evens it out a little bit. Because I guess I started so young, you can kind of get away with being bad because you're young. Like, oh, you're okay. You're only 16. You get away with it. And they're also more liable to give you. They're more likely to give you the time because you're younger. If you know what I mean. So then you kind of build your skills up that way, making mistakes. And by the time you get doing this sort of interviews, you got all the experience behind you. It's you more leveled off.
Yeah, bro. I love the way you've done it. Just throwing yourself in, and you've not sank. You've swam.
So far, I love how you look at the camera. No, it's been fun. I love it. I thought it's the best job in the world. But then when you find a job that's just so fun, and you've been doing it for a while now, I feel really bad because I've no right to complain, but you still do complain sometimes when stuff's not going well. Do you find yourself doing that?
Nah, it's the one thing I really am hard on myself on for complaining. So you just got to give your head a wobble. Like we've got it really good. We've got it really good. We're sat here. Lad, what is it? Tuesday afternoon?
Yeah.
Thursday afternoon?
Thursday afternoon.
Bro, I don't even know what day of the week it is, man. We're sat here, having a coffee. It's 11:30. We've sauntered into the office and we're sat having a chat, and it's our job, Fred.
Yeah, it's quite good.
We can't complain. That's the one thing you've just got to go. If you've got a problem, look for a solution. Just realise we've got it good.
But you don't want to say that too much. It sounds like a showy offy, but
No, I'm not
it is quite a good
being
job.
Grateful, lad. It's being aware that the fact we can do this for a job is a miracle, and the fact we've been born at the time we've been born, and yet you put load of graft in from 16, and you've been going into events. You still need a bit of luck, and it's a class job, and I feel like whinging about it does it a disservice.
What would you be doing if you weren't doing this?
Honestly, so I was like you. I dropped out of uni. I was
What were
studying
you studying?
automotive engineering.
In what uni?
Loughborough Uni. It's a really sporty uni.
I've heard of that one.
It's a
One.
den. Lad, I'd probably doing some engineering or some sort of on like maths.
It's still kind of quite high up then.
Not high up. I wasn't good at it. I got there, realised, because I was like, I always used to do like maths and physics. I was good at maths and physics. So I was like, that seems like a career I can make a chunk of money in. The worst mindset. Follow what you want to do, not what will make you some cash. I'd probably be sat in an engineering office.
Really? Okay.
Not very happy. Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know what I would be doing. Probably something like maybe in like film or just wandering, walking around the streets.
Nice.
A bit abandoned.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nice.
It wasn't much.
16? Oh no.
Well, no, I was never. Were you good in school? Like looking back at me, I was always. I don't think I'm that thick, but I was always. But I was always.
How many GCSEs you got?
I passed all of them apart from science, but there's only like 4s and 5s.
Yeah,
it's nothing like
it's
that high
8
up.
times more than Ethan's got, so you're fine. Look how he's done.
Do you ever have something against Ethan?
No, he's just really thick.
Really?
Yeah.
He always seems very witty in the videos, though. Ethan.
He can speak well. He can speak.
Yeah.
He masks it brilliantly, but there is not a thought behind those eyes.
Really?
Sometimes, yeah, he's a moron.
Right. He does follow me, so I can't say anything too bad. I do like. Well, I've never actually interviewed him.
Have you not?
No. And I've done most people nowadays, but
Yeah,
him.
bring him questions. Bring him maths GCSE questions. He struggle. He really struggle. Ask him Pythagoras or like I don't know 6 markers. Be a long day.
Tell you whose videos do really well. His girlfriend's Faith's.
Yeah.
They're edited very well, and like they keep you interested the whole way through.
She's
a very good presenter, talking to the camera.
Too. She's got like for someone who's she's good for anyone. Never mind someone who's just like decided to turn a camera on. What was the one which they did like?
She got a horse, a new horse.
It was almost like Clarkson's farm. It was like a day on their farm. And I was like, fucking hell, she can do this. She's good on camera.
Some people are natural, I guess. It looked like it was one take almost as well. People were coming in and out, but it looked like one take, which is quite skilled. Yeah, that's quite impressive.
She's probably got no GCSEs either, mind. I can't see between them. Olive's doomed. Like Olive's GCSEs are finished.
Ollie's balling though. He's fine. He's good.
Well, I mean, it's a girl for a start, Fred.
Oh, are you serious? I thought it was always.
Olive.
Yeah.
Fred. Olive.
I thought it was a boy. That's good. I didn't into Ethan because I would have asked how's the baby boy. I would have said that.
No. She's set for life. Yeah, but I'm predicting all U's. Do they still do U's when you do GCSEs?
No, it's 1 to 9. Yeah.
Is 9 good on one?
Nine's the best and 4's a pass.
Right. Well, she's getting 10 2s.
I don't want to say anything because you can't be burning no bridges. But
that's fine. Don't burn any bridges, Fred. I'm just telling you the truth.
You're set now. You got your YouTube network. You got your contacts. You got your mates. But, I'm still on the way up. We're still building these things. We can't be burning any boats so far.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I reckon you're there.
But for you, if you're in my shoes, because it's always good getting advice for people, what would your next move be? How do you expand? Do you think the podcast is the right next move?
I think do you think your biggest bottleneck is we deal with it as well, is waiting for things to happen? It's like you're waiting for a YouTube event, you're waiting for some people to kick off. It's just, if I was you, I would be looking for the thing that I could do all year round. Which
is the podcast, really, I would say.
Like looking for something evergreen, something that doesn't rely on maybe other news or whatever. Lad, I have no idea what that is, but I think that would be personally where I'd be focusing.
I think it is a podcast. Just you want to take it slowly, but move fast at the same time. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Because once everything's hot right now, you can shout out. You can shout out from this channel. You can have a little passing clip at the start of each of these interviews. You can do like a big launch sort of thing. But yeah, all this talk. The Joe Rogan.
Podcast, where is it? I'm going to do a podcast. There's no use talking about doing a podcast. Start the podcast, Fred.
You get the studio. Oh my god, it's so much organising, and the money as well to fund it. You have to get a sponsor on board probably.
Yeah,
I can't even get a sponsor for this channel. It's that bad.
You know,
No.
it must be quite hard because your videos are so sporadic, and you've always with a brand. You got to go. This is my title. This is my thumbnail. This is the concept.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
so
I would normally do like the deal of you say a name at the beginning, at the intro. You can have the logo on the thumb on the mic.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I think. How much did you? What views did your Joe Fournier thing do?
1 mil.
If you just and how long is it?
2.5 minutes.
Right. Okay, then you're struggling. If you can get like a 5 minutes plus and whack a minute in there, bro, I'm telling you. Yeah.
Well, it's 8 minutes, isn't it? It's 8 minutes. And
No. But like, if you can get 5 minutes worth of video, you can probably get away with putting a 1 minute ad slot, like outside of like a Raid Shadow Legends or something, right? On 1 million views, then we're talking cash, Fred. We're talking stacks of cash. We're talking podcast easy money.
There's always a lot of pressure. Like, for example, when I go abroad next month, say you spend a certain amount of money on the trip, you got to earn it back.
Yeah.
That's flights and hotels to America. It's expensive.
Yeah.
So you got all that pressure on you to earn it back. Where a sponsor would take it away, so you wouldn't be sweating as much on the night.
How do you mean a response will take it away?
No, a sponsor would take it away.
100%. Mate, imagine you're like KSI. You've just beat Jake Paul. You'll think I'm 5 million views here. Like everyone's gonna love this, and you just cut them off, and you go, right, lads, have you heard of Air Up? Right, they're gonna be like sick. We're all gonna be talking about Air Up. You're gonna have 5 million views. JJ might walk away, but I reckon you need when there's big fights, when there's a Jake Paul, when there's a JJ fight, bro. You need to be going. Do you know Stuart Jones from Upload? I've got 2 mil easy. I don't care who wins. I don't care who loses. I don't care if it's a knockout or a no contest, right? 2 mil, right? Get her up on the blower. Let's make some money.
Stuart be rubbing his hands together like, wow.
Stuart's always rubbed his hands together.
Well, that'd be so funny. If we priced us to see JJ's reaction to that, to be fair.
That would be brilliant. Yeah, that would be. Honestly, I think a load of people would love you for that. Just be like, how did you... And he'd be like... Yeah, I'm different. Yeah, I'm on another level.
Like my legacy is attacked.
Legacy. Lad, that's enough. Raid Shadow Legends, right? Code in my bio. Let him know.
The comments will be hilarious.
So good.
You'll be a hero for like 2 days, and then you'd have burnt one of the biggest bridges in the YouTube world. So like long term,
he'd find that funny.
He'd
find that funny. Maybe like Joe Fournier wouldn't or whatever, but I think if you really shithoused it, I think he'd respect you even more. Like, if someone did that to me, lad, if you turned and did a bloody Raid Shadow Legends brand deal halfway through this, I would have just thought I would have kissed the ground you walk on. Fred.
JJ's team wouldn't have found it funny, but JJ probably would.
Yeah.
In his Reddit videos after, I can see it happening. Like the memes and stuff.
Lad, that would be quality. Quality.
Because it's hard getting the one-on-one interviews as well, because normally there's like 10 other media people there. So you have to find ways to sneak back. Oh, yeah, it's really, really difficult. Like the Joe Fournier one, I just snuck backstage really quick in between, behind everyone else, got past security, then went to his changing rooms. Yeah, so it's nothing. It's not like organised. It's like the Wild West.
That's class.
It's like a big free for all.
And you've just got to grab.
So yeah. So there's a lot of pressure. So nothing's really that organised, to be fair. So you got to get ahead of everyone else. So the fact you've even got a one-on-one on them is impressive. Let alone shithousing it and doing this is brought to you by blah blah.
Yeah, but lad, if you went right, like so about an average rate for us. Oh, I'm giving it away a bit here. And about an average rate for like integration, you could probably, if you get about £20 per 1,000 views.
What? Are you serious?
Per 1,000 views for like a Raid or a whatever, or like a shit mobile ad. You go, Stuart Jones, right? I reckon I can get 1 million views. Get us a deal where I get, just, you can have it as like, I think they call it RPM. Go, try and secure $20 per 1,000 views. Get KSI, bloody I. Drop it then.
But could you not well, that would be good.
That's 3 podcasts.
But could you not like pre-record the video and put it in halfway through? Or do you have to do it in front? But it would be more funny doing it in front of guests.
It's iconic. It's less iconic, Fred. If you do that, class.
That would be the thing in the JJ post-fight interview when he fights Jake Paul. That probably be the biggest one of all time, probably. If it's a one-on-one.
It's the end. Do you think it's the end game, or do you think it's? Are you worried when that happens?
Yeah, we want to make it for as long as possible, delay it, do all the negotiations, hopefully it doesn't get made for another few years. It's that sort of thing, I feel.
I'd love to see the Paul brothers fight each other. And they love a big event, and it
Yeah.
would be a big event.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that after. Do you think JJ, if he beats Jake, it's done? Do you think he gets a bit bored with influencer?
Well,
boxing?
JJ might stop, but the whole
In
Misfits will
Misfits,
carry
yeah.
on because now's the time like they build up all the other stars, and so the YouTube boxing can continue. But I see they'll probably do 6 events. I guess right now we're trying to do an event every month, but so it's a lot. It's great. Well, I guess it's great for this, but I reckon after KSI Jake in a year and a half happens, they'll go to like one event every 6 months to like make sure it's less events. So when it happens, everyone goes, "Oh wow, it's happened on again." Because right now it's funny because like you see, look at the Sidemen, half of them weren't even at JJ's last fight.
Yeah.
When they used to always be there. Because I guess now they're kind of like, "Oh, I'll go to the next one," because it happens so regularly.
Yeah. But it's funny though. People in the scene used to say if it's not JJ or Logan, it won't work or it won't sell things. And I think the good thing with Misfits and Kingpin is like there's now other main event fighters and there's other people who can kind of carry that mantle if there's the will to do so after that happens.
Yeah. We'll see. The next event will be quite interesting because you haven't got like one massive name. It's all the smaller names on it.
Misfits.
The Misfits 009 or 008 actually in Nashville.
That's like the big. That just looks like that's the draw is that it's nuts, right? It's all just like tag teams,
Circus sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they want the viral photo of the 4 men in the ring sitting in each corner from the coach. I guess they want that viral picture, don't they? Yes.
It's not so it's 4. It's not 2 tag teams. It's 4.
There's a tag team fight on the undercard, but there's 4 men in the ring, and there's 2 fighting each other. There's no teams, and when one gets tired, you tag the other guy in to fight the other guy. And if you get, so it'll be kind of chaos, won't it? But it'll go viral. So that's what Misfits needs.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah, I love. You might not like this as maybe someone who's come from more of a purist background, but I love how much of a mockery we're making.
Oh, I love it too. It's great.
So bad. It's sometimes you watch them, you go, "Oh, there's a 46-year-old man called Barry that I know his blood pressure is through the roof watching that."
Oh yeah. 100%. Boxing isn't the cleanest sport. Boxing is a very dirty sport as well. It's not like it's a nice clean sport like Formula 1 they're doing it of. They're doing it of one of the dirtiest sports of all time, which is boxing. So there's stuff to ruin. There's not too much to ruin in a way. So boxing you can get away with it. Whereas for a sport like cricket or golf or Formula 1, quite clean sports or rowing, you couldn't really do it, could you?
Yeah. They might be doing PEDs though. Is it PEDs or PEDs? You call them PEDs?
PEDs, yeah.
I think PEDs rolls off the. Anyway.
That sounds more better. Like
I
to
would
say.
rather do PEDs than PEDs. Do you know what I mean?
That's such a good TikTok.
That's your title. Yeah. No.
Before I let you go, though, I know I've been dragging on for quite a long time here. For yourself, though, any plans for the future for the rest of the year?
I don't know if you saw me tweet. I want to get involved with Kingpin. I want to get involved with Misfits. I want to get involved with Jake Paul stuff. But we want to do stuff that you kind of do. Yeah. So we want to.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. You do very well on your channel.
No. We're just like we want those Joe Fournier air at Barndale's not. Because it's just like those media days on the boxing things. Yeah. We think that's the next step for This Week on the Internet. Is to take it so it's not just me sat in the studio. It's out and about interviewing people.
Would you be doing the interviews and stuff?
No.
Oh.
No. I've got 3 channels to run, so I think it would take up too much of my time, and I don't have the cojones he does to just go.
You do lose a lot of self-respect when you're begging for interviews.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you really? Yeah.
And I feel like now when you're quite prestige in the UK YouTube,
shut up, man.
You don't want to lose your good title name. You want people coming to you. You don't want to be going around. Can I have an interview? Chasing.
That's fine. It's all we're trying to make this the best content we possibly can. You got to do what you come on. We know this. You got to do what you got to do. But it's just on. I feel like I'm spinning a lot of plates, and my main focus should be making more bloody main channel videos. And I've uploaded 2 this year, so that's what I've got to put that on the pedestal. I can't go. Oh, let's go to Jake Paul's fight in. Yeah. Where is it? Dallas. Can I be doing it?
Who would you get? Who would do the interviews? Like someone well known, someone not well known.
No, there's a Scouse man, a very Scouse man. He's called Still Ryan.
No idea.
Class. He's so good. He's really fun. You might know him. Have you seen the clip where it's like, I'm gone. I've legged it. I'm gone. No, not seen that. That's a good clip. Really good clip. He works with us. So the coronation, the King's coronation. Yes. He went and interviewed people there. Okay. He's our man on the ground.
Oh, really?
So I'm trying to send Ryan to places like that.
Right. Okay.
But where do you get the in?
I'll give you all the emails after.
Yes. Yes. We'll not set on toes though. If we see the red jumper, we'll wave the red jumper through.
If I'm backstage,
Yeah.
and he's setting up his tripod about an interview before me,
Yeah.
we're gonna have it'll be an issue.
If you see this week on the internet, Brandon, you are welcome to just push past, right? Because we'll have the idea.
I'll be unplugging his little mic cord behind when he's doing
well,
it.
he is scout, so I can't guarantee how that goes, but yeah, all the best.
When he's doing his little brand deals, shithousing it.
Yeah, man, when he's got Air Up bottle in hand, he's playing Raid Shadow Legends down here. What's the other ones? What's the other ones you always see? Yeah, bro's got his laptop and like
NordVPN the cards. There's loads of them nowadays.
Get involved.
But brand deals, they're hard to come by nowadays. And I feel like I've got quite a nice brand now as well.
Yeah, but it's just when you know you're going to be pulling views that they're easier to come by. Yeah. I remember I emailed OP Talent when I had like 1,000 subscribers, being like,
I did the same, yeah.
Please manage me, Liam. And didn't hear.
Well, I was asking for interviews, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
I was spamming Liam with interviews. I still do spam him with texts.
He's good though. He's always a good interview. Whenever I see like Liam getting interviewed,
He's a good talker, isn't he?
But he just gives good details. He never gives a wishy-washy answer. I feel like you get the truth with Liam.
He's like the kind of the uncle at the party you see every like few months.
Yeah. And could I ask you one final one question? Kingpin tournament.
Yes.
Who do you think wins?
It's difficult, isn't it? You've got Jarvis Gibb in 2 weeks, and you've got Kenny Winderson. In terms of pool, the biggest fight, I guess. Well, you got Winderson Nunes. If you're Gibb, you would want Winderson Nunes to win to beat King Kenny. But then King Kenny's so good as well. But King Kenny's got a big pool as well.
Because it's an easier fight, or because it's a bigger fight?
Well, I don't know if it'd be easier fight because if he beats King Kenny, that's quite impressive. To be fair, Kenny's very good. But Winderson Nunes he's got a whole country behind him, isn't he? Yeah. He's got the whole Brazil. So if you're Gibb, you probably want the Winderson to beat him because it's a bigger fight. Because you got the whole Brazil. There's no disrespect to King Kenny at all, but Winderson's got a whole country behind him.
Oh my god, yeah! Like that Winderson crowd looked on the level of a JJR Logan crowd. The way they just bounced was crazy.
Yeah. I guess if Winderson wins a tournament, then it'll be KSI Winderson in Brazil. They'll probably put that fight on.
Yeah, sick, big fight. But
if Gibb wins, I don't know if they'll do KSI Gibb. But then you got Jarvis as well. You could beat Gibb. You never know. It's all up in the air. Especially for me, it's always quite difficult sitting on the fence. So
I was going to say, sorry, you've got to be diplomatic. Yeah, I just want Gibb to win.
It's quite good. Oh, really? You can make it Gibb?
Yeah. If I want anyone to do well out of influencer boxing, it's Gibb.
He's done very well, Tiffany. Yeah. I've heard rumours of how much he's getting for the Kingpin tournament. He's very well set.
Good to hear. But he's someone we miss on YouTube though. Like he's one of them.
I will ask him next time. I will ask him next time why he doesn't upload anymore.
I know, because he was doing FIFA. He's so entertaining, but has no brain. He's a moron.
Oh, really?
Like it's in like to get him to structure or to think of stuff through. Useless.
But his last videos, it's very witty. His videos, so I feel like they are structured.
But like he'll get a 30-second segment, Fred, and then he'll be like, "That's really good. What's the rest of 5 minutes? No clue." Right. No clue. And he edits on this weird editing software. He thought he was downloading Premiere, and he downloaded this weird one. And it's just like some B-Tech, like some off-brand one, and it's all he can edit on. But he edits on it sick.
So he doesn't have an editor. He does it his way.
I think he'll have people who help him with the fancy bits, but he's really good with like
the comedic timing and stuff.
He's class with music. I don't want to rim him off anymore. But yeah, no, he does his own, I think.
Right. Who else are you still quite close with in the YouTube world? Who else do you really like?
Well, mate, it's all just a big bubble. We're all 28-year-old men.
Everyone's getting on a little bit now.
21 still, yeah. I think, just the usual, yeah.
What's Cal Freezing Chip like? I've interviewed Cal once. I think people was about Zerka and Randolph and stuff in a big group. What are they like one-on-one? I've never really hung out with them or anything.
Yeah, they're nice. Cal doesn't shower very often.
Really?
No, he's not the most hygienic, but a lovely fella.
That Chip.
Mostly intoxicated a lot of the time.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But you're a lovely lad, and showers. So
okay,
there's that.
That's a bonus.
Yeah, definitely a bonus. Yeah.
Okay. I need to get into both of them.
Yeah, you would just head upstairs, knock on the door. You just go, "Ow, it's Fred. It's Fred. I'm here."
If the camera's on recording, they got no option.
Bottle too.
I guess the camera's on, then you got blimey.
Yeah. Whack it in. You might get whacked, but it'll be fine.
That'll be even better, to be fair. I'd much rather you get whacked. Yeah. Because then the thumbnail title.
You really are all about it, mind, aren't you? You're really in it for your mindset, Fred, is A1.
Like when Dylan Dennis slapped the phone in my hand, I was like, wow.
Yes.
That's
I love
perfect.
I love that one where it's Anthony Taylor. You go,
yeah.
Anthony, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. That's the best Fred clip ever.
Yeah, that's when I guess it worked quite well because that's how Logan saw me, and now you got the good.
Is it?
Yeah, then you got the good report from Logan.
Really?
Yeah, so I think and the Twitter blew up as well.
Yeah. Class.
So I guess that's how you get a lot of contacts and exposure that way.
Be there, right? You've got to be amongst it, and you just got to hope something happens.
But Anthony swore in that video, so it got demonetized.
Really? You just mute it.
I know, but I don't think I had good connection. I want to get out as fast as possible because it's all about speed on fight weeks. Because stuff happens and everyone else is uploading it, so you really want to be like one of the first to get them well up.
Damn, really?
So it's about a big rat race almost.
Interesting. Was it in the first 30 seconds?
It was like a number of bad words. I wouldn't want to repeat. It demonetized quick, and it was a metro words as well. I did say Anthony, why do you have to swear? He's like, I'm sorry, Fred. I'm sorry.
And this is literally gold, man. I mean, they were scrapping as well, though, weren't they? Did they not get age restricted?
I think I got a number of things to be fair on that video. So I don't think it was just swear words, but it's still It still was a little bit of disappointment after. But then you got all the posts. It was weird. It's like 2 fight nights almost. So after the fight happened, I went around and interviewed everyone about the fight, but it's happened. And the next day was fight night. So you did the same thing twice.
Oh, right. So you got 2 scraps.
It was a field day almost, yeah.
Good stuff.
Do you think Misfits gets happy when like crazy stuff like that happens, or do you think it's a PR nightmare?
It's a fine line, isn't it? It's like almost like WWE. It's like what you can get away with. But it's always going to be the most viewed clip. And I think the good thing for Misfits is, bro, they don't have to be like a Matchroom. They don't have a real profession. Like, it's not like their image is, we are professional, we're trying to do this the right way. It's like they can get away with being a bit of a shit show. Like, bro, they've got 4 people stood in the corners of the ring. Like, if there's a couple of scraps outside, who cares? I think if you're a normal boxing institution and stuff like that happens, it's a bad look. If you're Misfits, you're going, nice.
There's the line's a lot higher and a lot lower, I guess. You can get away with a lot more things,
100%.
which is great. But that's about it. When do I see you next, do you reckon?
I don't know, lad. I don't know.
You're not going to any of the fights?
You haven't got anything planned, no.
If they do a show in the O2, well, you'll be at KSI Tommy when that happens, I guess.
Yes, that's a big one. Hopefully. Yeah. I haven't been to one in a minute, so hopefully I can.
What was the last one you were at? Back in August, the first one.
Maybe Gib Jake Paul, lad.
Wow, that long.
Yeah, I don't think I've
So you haven't been to any Misfits?
No
Wow.
Misfits, yeah, I haven't been for ages. So I can't really just go, KSI Tommy's huge. Mams, my name's Will. I've probably said some things about you online, but I'd love to come.
Mams, he will have seen it. Mams looks at a lot of things.
Oh, shit. I think I've called him a bit of a wally.
Was it when like you were mocking Mams and Calafrig on the poster?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's the other guy?
Callis Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you might have.
Man.
I think you have mocked him quite a few times, Calla.
He just looks like he's got offshore bank accounts. Like, I would just.
That was what you said, wasn't it? Well, I got a good relationship with Calla and Mossman, so I won't be saying anything.
I bet you do. I just love to see how he manages his finances. I bet it's a clever way. I'm not saying he does anything illegal. Yeah. Could do. Might be doing.
It's a real fine line that, that you were mentioning earlier.
I'm not getting invited.
You might have burned a few two bridges there. Right. You never know. Maybe JJ will do you a favour. Do you speak to him ever? Or
he's just joined our FPL league.
What is that?
Fantasy Premier League.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but I think that's about it.
Did you get sent Prime? That's the question.
Did get sent Prime, yes. Did get sent Prime, yeah. But like, they reach out through the Drink Prime company, right? So, he's not the one putting the postage stickers on it. But yeah, no. Hopefully he loses our FPL this year as well, so it'll be good.
Who's number 1 so far?
I can tell you who's not number 1. Ethan, he's useless. He's terrible. Ethan joined 2 years ago. He's lost every time ever since, right? The man knows football. The man knows sports. The man doesn't. It's like, you've got to be a little bit logistical. You can't do it because he's a moron.
So who's at the top right now?
Chris
MD. He's a sweat.
Yeah, he's a sweat. Yeah, he buys spreadsheets so he can do better at it.
Wow, so he's probably got a whole team helping him.
Well, yeah, he's got someone getting paid. Well, he's paying someone for help, yeah.
And if you win, what happens?
If you win, now it happens. But if you lose, the bottom 2 have to take other people on holiday. Oh, okay. So you don't want to lose.
And who lost last year?
Ethan. Ethan and Chip. So we're off for a nice little holiday on their pay packet, which would be nice. Yeah. We are off to somewhere in Croatia.
What city?
What's the dates?
What date, city, times, postcodes?
I can't say that. Fred.
I'll be waiting there with the little red jumper. They'll see me and groan like, oh no.
Nice, yeah.
Camera's about to switch off, but thank you, Will.
I
I
thoroughly
appreciate
enjoyed
it.
that,
That's
sir.
great.
Lovely to meet you, man. Lovely to meet you. Pleasure.